Nama Sofia binti Abdul Muttalib. Today I would like to present my part for the lag modified three-phase synchronous generator part 2. For the E, we need to find the rotor speed for the R load, RL load, RC load and RLC load. This is the example of the R load. We use the resistor E440 ohm and VF 105 volt. After that, we simulate the circuit. So this is the rotor speed waveform. At the starting, it is a 0 RPM and reach 1500 RPM and maintain. For the R load, we use the same step but we add R and resistor and inductor. This is the waveform for the R load. For the RC load, we use the resistor and capacitor. This is the waveform for the RC load, and for the RLC load, we combine resistor, inductor and capacitor. This is the waveform for the RLC load. For the part F, we need to measure the rotor speed, but we have to change the time 1.5 to 2 seconds. So we simulate the circuit and we select as axis 1.5 until 2. So this is the waveform for the rotor speed for the 1.5 second to 2 second. So this is the waveform for the R load. This is the waveform for the R resistor and inductor load. This is the waveform for the resistor and capacitor, and finally this is the waveform for the resistor, inductor and capacitor. So to measure the rotor speed, we have to, for the rotor speed, this is the average for the rotor speed, and to find the frequency, we have to times rotor speed times 4, because we use pole is 4 and divide by 120. For the G, we use the same circuit, but for the time we set 0 to 2 at the x-axis. So this is the waveform for the R load. This is the waveform for the RL load. This is the waveform for the RC load. And this is the waveform for the RLC load. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Hayuni. For this laboratory module, I will do part H and I. For part H, we must simulate the circuit and produce the waveform for VPH, terminal voltage, and the line current IL, and then put the waveform in table below. For A, we must produce the R load waveform, B RL load waveform, C RC load waveform, and D RLC load waveform. Okay, this is the circuit before we simulate to get the waveform. This is circuit for table A, which is R load. Then this is circuit for RL load for table B, and then for table C we need to change the L load to C load, capacitor load, and then for table D to add the we need to add both capacitor and inductance load, and then after we simulate and then after we done draw the circuit, we need to simulate the circuit using run PC simulation waveform, and then we click this button. Then we need to choose IL and VPH parameter to get the waveform. We click OK. After that, we need to change the x-axis 1.5 to 2 seconds. And then for y-axis, we need to change negative 20 to 20 seconds um, according to according to this question. We must set x-axis to 1.5 to 2 seconds and y-axis to negative 20 to 20 seconds. And then we click OK. This waveform will be appeared. And then we need to copy this waveform and put in this table. Okay, this is a table. This is a waveform that we get from the simulation for table A, B, C, and D. Okay. And then for uh, part I, we need to get the measurement calculation and get the value from the simulation of the waveform. We just click global max value, and then this table will be appear. We need to click the RMS and power factor value, and also the average to get the value, and then just put this value uh, to this table. Okay, this is the result that we get from the simulation waveform. This uh, this internal generated voltage EA we get from the calculation using this by using this formula, and then repeat the same step for RL load, RC load, and RLC load. Okay, that's all from my part. Thank you. Then for part I, we need to sketch the phasor diagram 3-phase synchronous generator in figure 5.8 and take one big scale equal to 20 volt. And then we just draw the phasor diagram like this. For part A, we just take the IA, EA, and V phase value from the simulation waveform data that we get, and then we just take this answer and put in the graph table. This is for A resistive load, and then B RL load, and C RC load, and D RLC load. Okay, that's all for my parts. Thank you.